Okay, Kohalayim, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakar Kodash. Give it double honors to the elders, Apostle, Great Millstone, also Shalom, and blessings to the hopeful elect. My name is Lamadia from the New York camp, and the premise of this video is going to be on the parallels between Neo-Babylon in America, and that's what I pretty much typed in on the search engine on Google. I type in parallels between Neo-Babylon and America. Now, Neo-Babylon is referencing to ancient Babylon, and we read in the prophecy, it speaks about a new Babylon, or Babylon the Great. Sometimes we read daughter of Babylon. And Neo-Babylon and daughter Babylon is not to be mistaken with one another. But before we go further into that, let's read a little from the AI overview. Now, some interpretations identify the United States with Neo-Babylon, drawing parallels between the biblical depiction of Babylon and the perceived dominance and cultural influence of United States. Now, it says Neo-Babylon was a powerful empire that exerted significant cultural and political influence, while the U.S. is seen by some as a modern-day superpower with a global impact. This perspective is often rooted in religious interpretations of prophecy and the idea that the U.S. is a modern-day counterpart to ancient Babylon power. So, read a little bit more. Here's a more detailed look at the perceived parallels. Now, on the power and influence of Neo-Babylon was a dominant empire in the ancient Near East, controlling vast territories, influencing neighboring cultures and nations. Modern U.S. exerts significant cultural, economic, and military influence globally, shaping international norms and systems. On the cultural impact, Neo-Babylon left behind a rich cultural legacy, including architectural wonders like the Ishtar Gate and the Hanging Gardens, and a complex legal and religious system. Modern U.S. shapes global culture through media, technology, and popular culture, influencing fashion, music, and entertainment worldwide. Now, what I want to add to that real quick is both Babylons, Neo-Babylon and Babylon the Great, which is the United States of America, both empires had enslaved the Israelites, and both empires, the Most High is going. Well, Neo-Babylon already went down, but daughter Babylon will soon go down, and that's one of the reasons why America have this, or is able to shape global culture, because it's really because of Jake. And when we say Jake, we're talking about the Israelites, the tribes. And through the media, Jake creates popular culture. Jake creates trends. Jake creates whatever fashion trends that's out there. Whatever, and Drake create what you call like slang. Because now on Esau advertisement, Esau now is using Jake slang to add it to their advertising. Because without Jake in America, this place would be dry. It will be seasonless. So now I'm going to read down to religious and moral concerns. Biblical Babylon or Neo-Babylon is often depicted as a symbol of religious corruption, apostasy, and the rejection of God's laws. Some interpretation of the U.S. view the country as promoting materialism, consumerism, and a secular worldview, with some see anti-theoretical to religious values. Now, under power and dominion, Neo-Babylon was known for its military might and its ability to subdue and control other nations. Now, as the U.S., some interpretation of the U.S. see the country as a modern-day hammer of the whole earth. And that is America. And that quote is from the scriptures. I believe it's Isaiah, the 10th chapter. The Lord referenced Esau as the hammer of the earth. Now it says, exerting significant influence through military and economic power. I could read more, but you get the idea. Now, there's a lot of parallels with Neo-Babylon and the U.S. because America has copied the format of ancient Babylon. That's why America is known as Babylon the Great. I mean, well, yes, Babylon the Great, but I meant to say daughter Babylon. But America is Babylon the Great, but daughter Babylon because America take on the attributes of ancient Babylon. Now, I want to read something from Ezekiel 16 and 44. Now, before I read this, I want to make a disclaimer. Now, when we read Ezekiel, the 16th chapter is referencing, this making a reference towards Israel, but you're going to apply this to America being a daughter. Now, it says, behold, everyone that Ezekiel 16 and 44, behold, everyone that uses proverbs to use his proverbs against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is the daughter. Because the mother, or rather the daughter, learned her ways from the mother. Now, if the mother has somewhat of self-respect, in most cases, the daughter's going to have self-respect and going to pick up values from the mother. Now, if a mother is a slut, the daughter's going to be a slut. And now, again, this is referencing towards Israel, and Israel being harlots. But the point is, the daughter is the term daughter is a reference of a nation picking up attributes from another nation. Now I read again, behold, everyone that useth proverbs to use his proverbs against these, saying, as is the mother, so is the daughter. Thou art thy mother's daughter, that loafeth her husband and her children, and thou art the sister of thy sisters, which loafeth their husbands and their children. Your mother was an Hittite, and your father an Amorite, meaning they picked up things from the Hittites and the Amorites, or the different things that Ham was doing. That's what the Lord was looking at. Like, you can be the children of or like Sarah. They look like the children of the Hittites and the Amorites, because you pick up their ways. And it says, and thine eldest sister a Sumerian, She and her daughter that dwell at the left hand, and thy younger sister that dwelleth at the right hand, is Sodom and her daughters. Yet thou hast not walked after their ways, nor done after their abominations, but as if that were a very little thing. Thou was corrupted more than they in all thy ways. And that I use this to show you that daughter, the term daughter, could be used as a reference to adopting or picking up the format of someone else. In this case, we're talking about Babylon the Great. America has adopted ancient Babylon ways. That's what it's known as, daughter of Babylon. Now, Jeremiah 51:33. But thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her, yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. Now, the harvest symbolizes the end. And the threshing is when you is the process of separating the grain from the leaves or the dry leaves. That's why when we read Isaiah 47, it speaks about a great millstone. Because after you separate the seed from it, you grind it and you grind it into powder, which today we call flour. Isaiah 47:1. And that's what's going to happen to America. America is about to be threshed and be plucked out of its rulership. So Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Now, the dust symbolizes confusion and also symbolizes debris, because Babylon right now is in its heaven, but it can be brought down to the ground, to debris. O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground, there is no throne. Now, the reason it says, O virgin daughter of Babylon, because the Lord is liking America as a woman that is a virgin and have not been subdued yet. But America is about to be subdued and conquered. And it's going to happen through the way of missiles. America cherry about to get popped. O daughter of the Chaldeans, but thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Now the Chaldeans was renowned for their wisdom. Take the millstone and grind mill, because America's entered into its harvest time. And the Lord's about to ground America into the powder. Literally. Uncover thy locks, meaning America's being exposed. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yet thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Because the way the Lord is going to bring judgment on this place, he's going to destroy this place with nuclear missiles. And simultaneously, that's when Yahweh Shah is going to return. As for our Redeemer, Yahweh Shah, the Lord of hosts, is his name, the Holy One of Israel. So I'll close in that, and I'm going to say, call Lion Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakah Kodash, Shalom.